Hello everyone and welcome to Not Your Perfect Yogi channel. Today is day 13 of the 21 days yoga for weight loss challenge, and today we're going to have a bit of a practice focusing on the body, but I got a special request from one of the viewers of this channel to also focus on the feet and ankles, and I'll be doing a video that goes more into this in the future, but now as we're working anyways the legs, I'm just going to give you a short preview of focusing on feet and health for the ankles and the soles of the feet. So, okay, let's start by coming to the top of your mat. I'm going to face you for this exercise. I hope you can see my feet. So, coming to the top of your mat in Tadasana here. I'm just going to be looking at you and try to bring your big toes together and your heels slightly apart. And here we're just making sure that we learn how to correctly root ourselves in this Tadasana position and how to use our legs. So lifting the feet off the floor and then slowly, one toe after the other goes down into the floor. They are a bit slightly pressed apart from each other. And now we just feel like we're growing roots and really putting those feet deep into the ground. So the toes are really sticking to the floor. So they are rooting us, they are grounding us. They are actually like keeping us nailed to the floor while we do this posture. Okay, so from here we're going to straighten, and then we're going to work on putting the weight evenly to the middle of the foot. So you want to be feeling that your weight is evenly spread. So you want to feel that you're not collapsing on your toes or not collapsing on your heels, but you're evenly spreading the weight through the feet. And the right and the left feet, they both support the same amount of weight. Try to really just focus on the feet on here. And you'll notice what automatically happens when you actually reach that point of balance. It's a very tiny adjustment that we're doing, but it's not so easy to hold. Then you realize that you're also straightening your body. So you realize that our posture is usually wrong starting from the feet. So once we have the weight really nailed into the floor, then we are actually standing up straight as well, and our whole body getting better alignment. So it all starts down there in our roots. Okay, so let's assume that I did this facing the front of the mat. I'm doing it again, so settling into my feet, finding the middle point. And from here I'm going to inhale, lift the palms up. Exhale, bring them down to the floor. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, jump back to plank and lower down. Inhale, look up. And here, again, another trick is how you hold your feet in this upward dog. So look at my feet. There, I'm supporting almost all the weight in the front of my feet. So my knees are off the floor. I'm holding myself up with the help of my lower back, and some of the weight is in the feet. And from here, I'm just turning at the same time. This is still one of the things I'm working on. So not one foot after the other, but turning from this position at the same time into downward facing dog. And here again, putting the feet onto the floor. Trying to root again, maybe spread the toes a bit. Your heels don't need to come down on the floor. It's enough if you have the front of the feet, but you want to feel that weight going down to your heels still. And when you feel that you're dropping weight to your heels, you're actually getting deeper into the pose. So you see so many little small adjustments that actually make such a huge impact into your posture. Inhale, look at the palms. Exhale, jump to the front of the mat. Inhale, look up. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, palms look up. And lower down. Let's do this 2 more times just to warm up and have a bit of a workout, because we cannot only just talk in this practice and focus on micro things if we want to actually burn some calories as well. So inhale, palms are looking up. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, look up. And jump to plank, lower down. Inhale, and we're turning. Exhale, downward facing dog. You see, I'm still sometimes using one foot after the other, because this is the easy way to do it. If you're a master at it, you're just turning your feet at the same time, turning them over. Rotating the shoulders externally. Inhale, look at the palms. Exhale, jump to the front of the mat. Inhale, look up. And exhale, down. And palms are looking up. Lowering down. Once more. Inhale, palms are lifting up. Exhale, lower down to the floor. Inhale, look up. Exhale, step back or jump back to plank. Lower down. And jump up. Turn. Downward facing dog. Don't skip your sun salutations usually in a practice. They are as important as Shavasana almost, because you want to just have your body really warmed up when you start working with it. Inhale, look at the palms. Exhale, jump to the front of the mat, lift up. Exhale, lower down, and palms look up, and we're letting it go. Okay, so from here, we're going to just continue working a bit with the feet, just learning how they can help us with alignment, but also learning how to relax through the feet. So we're bringing the left foot slightly in front of the right foot, and we're just placing the toes and the first part of the foot down. We're just leaning into that foot. So really letting a lot of the weight, maybe like 60% of the weight onto that foot. And we're lowering down, bringing the left foot to the front. And we're just leaning into the front of the foot there. Your ankle, it depends how flexible your ankle is. Maybe you have troubles already here with your ankle. Don't try to push yourself too much. Go as deep as you can, but if you feel any pressure in the ankle or in your foot, don't push too deep down. So 60%. We store also so much tension in the feet. I think men store even more tension than women. And, well, if we're not wearing heels. So, bringing the foot to the front again, and we're going to start to rotate the ankle. Without lifting the foot off the floor, without lifting the front of the foot off the floor, we're just rotating. Rotating to the left, and then we're starting to rotate to the right. This is a good exercise also when you want to start warming the body from down all the way up. So you want to start with the feet. Just do this exercise. Start rotating here. Start warming up the feet, and then that heat, that warmth that we're creating will then slowly lift up. Okay, let's do the same with the right foot. A couple of times. Let's say maybe like 15 rotations outward and 15 rotations inward. And now inward. Now we're going to take the right foot to the back and we're going to press on the outside of the foot. So we're lowering down slightly here and pressing that outside of the foot into the mat. Do you feel it? You probably feel it all the way up to the leg even a bit. So from the joint going up through your tibia and release. We're going to do the same with the left foot. It's a good opportunity to keep your balance in this pose again. See where the weight is in the right foot. See if the weight is really spread evenly through your right foot. This helps your posture again. And lifting. And going to your heels. And from the heels at the same time, we're going to plant the feet into the ground. Lift up. And go back to the heels, lift them up and go forward. This is also a good balancing exercise again. See how you spread your weight. Try to keep it a couple of seconds up here, lowering down, and a couple of seconds here, and lowering down. A couple of seconds lifted. It's hard for me as well. And lifting up. You see, you're already warming up, even if we're not doing much. The feet have this miraculous way of warming up the rest of the body as well. So keeping warm feet keeps the body warm. Let's do this 3 more times. We're working the calf muscles as well. And here. And now, because I was specifically asked about this position, there's one interesting thing that happens with the feet. So let's take a sit down. So there's one interesting thing that happens, and that's if you, all throughout our body, we have a texture that keeps our muscles together. It's called fascia. And here in this area of the feet is where the most dense part of this fascia is situated. So if you feel that you're having trouble going deeper into a pose, especially with your legs, if you sit down for a couple of seconds and then just massage this area. So this is a trick I learned in my yoga teacher trainings in anatomy. So just massaging this area will allow you, for example, to go deeper into a forward bend. So let's do this for a couple of seconds and then let's just work on the forward bend together. So we're massaging, we're pressing this fascia, we're working it. Actually, you want it to release more and to allow your muscles to stretch more, to not be as tense. And yeah, just this trick of massaging this area. We should have done a forward bend before and a forward bend afterwards, so you can see the result. But you can test this at home for your own. Okay, so we're finished with the left foot, We're doing the same with the right foot. Feel it really warming up. It might feel a bit tense there, you know, like when you massage it. It depends also. There's different type of feet. So if you have a lower arch of the feet, you will see that it's easier for you to forward bend than a person that has a higher arch here. So the higher the arch, the more complicated it is for you to forward bend. And this massage still helps you a bit, but there is just a natural predisposition. So once we did this, feet hip width apart, again plant those toes into the floor, and we're going to bend down, bend down. Maybe you feel it a bit already. Take the 2 fingers, grab the big toe, inhale, look up, exhale, pull yourself down. You can have the knees slightly bent here, it's still my class. But maybe you feel it that at least for the feet is not as complicated now once you massage that area. That you can slightly go a bit lower than your usual routine. Inhale, look up, and exhale, we're going to plant the hands under our feet here, and again pull ourselves down. Breathing, don't forget to focus on the breath. Inhale, come up, release the palms. Exhale, palms on the hips. Inhale, lift up with a straight back. Okay, so we're going to work a few more poses. So we're coming to the top of the mat and taking again one vinyasa. Inhale, palms are looking up. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, look up. Exhale, step or jump to the back of the mat. Plank. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Stretching here. From here, we're just going to turn the left foot 45 degrees in. So be careful here how we're doing this. So the foot is more towards the middle of the mat. We're also learning a bit of alignment now. And we're taking the right foot and trying to align it with that arch of the left foot. So you want your heel to be in line with the arch of your left foot. You want to be lifting up on your right knee, and then be careful, point the hips to the front, but be careful that your foot in the back is still well planted into the floor. So you want the whole sole of the foot to be on the floor. So if you need to turn a bit, a couple of degrees more in, that's perfectly fine, just for you to be able to really spread the weight for that foot. Ideally, you want the outside of the left foot to also be on the floor. And you notice the more you have that foot on the floor, the more actually you back bend in this position, the better posture you get. So it's automatic. If you align the feet, then your whole body aligns. We're lifting the palms up. If I can here, it's really a tricky position I'm in. Not to break anything. And we're releasing. and going down. Maybe you feel it in your joint also, that you really planted that foot on the floor. And we're going to do the same with the right foot, placing it there, stepping the left foot to the front, arch to heel, 45 degrees if you can, and lowering the left foot down. Maybe you need to have a smaller stance in order to be able to really have that foot down. And hips to the front, palms lifting up. And work with the feet. Work in aligning yourself through the help of the feet. So when the weight is evenly distributed, you're correctly in the position. But the weight is usually always moving, so we're just in a constant balancing position actually, if we really focus on our feet. And exhale it down. And lowering chaturanga. Inhale, look up. Exhale, downward facing dog. From here to come to seated, I prefer taking a own variation here, but you can just jump your feet through. Takes a lot of core muscles, or I just step my left foot to the right side, right foot to the left side, and come to a seated position. Okay, so from here we're going to work one of the traditional yoga poses. And here again, it's about balance through the feet actually. And this is one position that seems hard for some and very easy for others. And the trick is that there is no trick. It's just easier for some and trickier for others, depending again on that arch on your foot and on your mobility in the joints and in the foot and in the fascia. So coming here to our heels with spread legs. The legs should be as spread so you can fit your palms into the front of your chest. For me, as you noticed, it's pretty easy to just stay here with my heels on the floor and toes still touching. But many of you will find it really difficult to put the heels on the floor and to still have the toes touching or not collapse. So one thing that you can do is go slightly on your toes. But then you're usually collapsing forward or bringing your prayer hands too much forward. So if you have a towel or any type of rug or something that you can wrap and make into a support for your feet from the back, just place your heels on it. You'll see there's a big difference already, and you'll see that your hips also open up more once you have this. You can stay in this position a lot longer. You probably are already feeling though that your feet are working to keep themselves on the floor. So we're going to keep this posture for, let's say, 10 breaths. I usually like this posture in yin or a longer practice because it really allows you to open the hips and to work on the feet joints, so on your ankles and on stability and balance. So palms in front and focusing on inhaling, exhaling. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. pushing your knees slightly apart with every inhale and exhale. Maybe trying to collapse a bit more on your heels, just trying to see how you can bring that weight into the middle ground. If you have this support like I do, it might be harder to really find the balance. If you don't have any support, I prefer doing it without. It might be easier to really find the middle ground where the weight is evenly spread and straight back. You see, this is working also your legs, this balancing. It's working your legs, your ankles are working, and holding this posture after sometimes becomes more strenuous. It also warms you up. Okay, so I think we've done our 10 breaths. Let's do a closing series. We're so close. Let's take a short Bakasana if you can. Otherwise, let's just exercise on lifting one foot off the floor, then the other. One, then the other. And if you feel stable here, just lift into crow pose. And if you feel stable, look up. Otherwise, stay like me, looking down. Slightly forward in front of you. Exhale it down. And from here, let's just come to the back of our mat. And let's just work on extending the feet. So try to bring the feet to either side of the mat and your knees in. And see if you can just drop the weight to the outside of your feet while you're working on dropping some weight to your knees. So you're pulling in opposite direction. We're working with very small adjustments in the body. But you'll see that your spine is also, if you're working on this, your spine is getting straighter somehow on the floor. So you're working on your spine at the same time. Relaxing here. And inhale, grab the right toe from your foot and extend the leg up. If you cannot, just hold it there. Release the left foot down onto the floor. Flex the foot. And maybe just place your palm on your left hip. Let's try to release that right leg to the right while looking to the left. As low as it goes. You can have it bent or hold your knee. And inhale it all the way up. And release it down. Inhale, left foot up. And we're pulling it towards the left side. Looking towards the right. One thing that we can do is release that leg, flex it, and hold it down, nail it down to the floor. Inhale it up. And release. And lifting up. And working again on the hips. This time we're going to see how the feet are actually influencing the hips as well. You probably know this already, so foot soles together. Maybe massage it there a bit more. Release it, warm it up. So just opening the feet. So just opening the feet and see how your knees are falling to either side, just naturally. And see how you can lower down from your torso with a straight spine, looking up. And holding those feet to either side still, in order to keep the opening in the hips. And release, bring it together. This time, let's just finish the session by just massaging still the feet a bit. So bringing again the top of the foot more towards you, grabbing it with the hand and extending the ankle here. Just feel the stretch. Then bring it to the other side. Maybe keep it like, you remember when I told you those Barbie doll feet? So bend here and pull it to the other side. Just pull it. We're working the opposite. And press it onto the floor. Maybe lifting up slightly and pressing it here. Down. And the same with the left one. See how relaxing it is to pull and release the ankle here and the muscles and around the tibia. And again, pressing it the other way around. Lifting up. Okay, and now we're going to finish with the happiest of feet postures, and that is happy baby. So grab your big toe, pull your legs to either side, let your toes run free, and looking up towards the ceiling, we're going to go from left to right, massaging the spine. Today was a bit of a easier session, but we focused on some very important key aspects of alignment and how working with the feet can help us warm us up, keep the balance, keep the right posture in a position, how we can de-tense by just massaging the feet a bit, and how we can get more flexibility in them. Tomorrow is day 14 and we're going to come back with another practice. But until then, bring the foot soles together, palms over your head, and just relax here for a couple of minutes in a relaxation pose, not totally Shavasana. But you can always take a Shavasana if you prefer. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye.